Hello everyone. Today we are going to see viscosity. We have seen number of liquids or we can say fluids. Some fluids flow more easily than others. Suppose we'll consider oil and honey. Oil flows more easily than honey. This is because honey has higher viscosity, which is a measure of resistance of liquid flow. So we can define viscosity as the property by virtue of which liquid tends to destroy the relative motion between its successive or adjacent layers is called viscosity. We can observe an image over here. It is somewhat like a pipe, and through a pipe liquid is flowing. Means we observe here at the boundaries of a pipe the velocity is 0. Means the liquid where it is in contact with the other substance, or we can say any other material, has the velocity 0, whereas in the center the velocity is maximum. So to understand this, if we consider the liquid is flowing smoothly or streamlinely over a fixed flat horizontal surface. So we here observe different layers are there, and these layers moves with different uniform velocities. Here the layer which is at the center possesses maximum velocity, while at the bottom and the top layer, which is in contact with the fixed surface, is at rest. The intermediate layers moves with uniform velocity, whose magnitude depend upon their distance from the top and the bottom. The balancing force arising due to relative motion of successive layers of liquid offers a resistance to the motion of the layer, which are parallel to themselves. This is termed as internal friction of fluid or liquid. Each layer in relative motion with respect to the adjacent layer exerts a frictional drag on it. The mutual drag between the adjacent layer in a relative motion is known as the viscous drag. The layer of liquid in contact with the fixed surface being at rest and tends to retard the motion of the layer of liquid immediately above it for a certain relative velocity between the layers. This viscous drag equals to the accelerating force. This layer in turns does the same to the next layer above it. So, in this way, we can say that it is the property of the liquid which tends to describe the relative motion between the adjacent or the successive layer. We'll see now the streamline flow. If suppose the fluid is flowing or the liquid is moving and the layers are moving parallel to each other, the flow is called streamline flow or laminar flow. Here in the diagram, we can observe that each and every layer is moving parallel to the another layer smoothly, means there is no disturbance. Or we can say the motion of a liquid in a region is such that the direction of the fluid velocity at any point doesn't change with time and follow the same line flow. We can take an example of flowing of water in river in summer, which is slow and steady. The another kind of flow is turbulence flow. If the different layers of the liquid do not move parallel to one another, then the liquid loses all its simplicity and order and moves randomly. Such a complicated flow of liquid is called as turbulent flow. Or we can say that the flow of the fluid velocity at any point keeps on changing both in magnitude and in direction in a haphazard way. Here we can have an example: flowing of water of river after very heavy rainfall, or we can say during the flood. Or even a very good example is there, if the flow is streamline flow, means all the layers are parallel to each other, and at some point some different object is inserted in the streamline flow, means its path is changed, then you can see at that point some turbulence occur, which is very clear in the first diagram. Due to the turbulence, the remaining sides have the very streamlined flow, but at that point some turbulence is occurred, which is shown by curled lines. Or in the second figure, we observe that the flow is not parallel, means all the layers are not parallel to each other, they are random. Now we'll see some of the very important definitions. First we'll see the critical velocity. What is critical velocity? Suppose the flow of the liquid is very steady, and at certain moment it turns into turbulence flow. at that point we can say the velocity is critical velocity, and we can write it in a particular manner, or we can define it as the limit of velocity within which the flow is streamline flow is known as critical velocity. Now we'll see what is viscous drag. As we have seen in the part of viscosity, that is in the definition, when there are the different layers, in that the mutual drag between two adjacent layers in relative motion is known as viscous drag. Now we'll see what is velocity gradient. The velocity of the liquid increases from bottom layer to the top layer of the liquid. Suppose we consider a material on which some liquid is flowing. So the bottom layer is the contact of the fluid with that material, and the top layer is a free flowing layer. So in that case, the velocity of the liquid increases from bottom layer to the top layer. The rate of change of velocity with distance is known as velocity gradient, and it is denoted by dv by dx. Now we'll see Newton's law of viscosity. According to Newton's law of viscosity, the streamline flow of a liquid, the viscous force acting on a layer of liquid is directly proportional to surface area of the layer of contact, as well as it is directly proportional to the velocity gradient between the layers. So we can write the equation as F is directly proportional to A, and we'll take it as equation number 1, and F is directly proportional to dv by dx is equation number 2. And when these two equations combined, equation 1 and 2, we'll get an equation F is directly proportional to A into dv by dx. And when this proportionality sign is removed, we can introduce a constant, and that constant is minus theta, which is called the coefficient of viscosity. The negative sign indicates that the force F acts in the direction opposite to the viscosity. And when we try to find out the coefficient of viscosity, we can alter the equation, and coefficient of viscosity can be written as eta is equal to minus F by A into dv by dx. Here we can write the definition for this, and it can be denoted, it can be defined as the tangential viscous force acting per unit area per unit velocity gradient, and its unit is Newton second per meter square or poise. Now we'll see the effect of temperature on viscosity. If the temperature of the liquid increases, viscosity goes on decreasing. So we can say that viscosity is viscosity is inversely proportional to temperature. And if we talk about effect of adulteration on viscosity, then this adulteration of liquid increases, viscosity goes on increasing. It means that viscosity is directly proportional to adulteration. With this, we stop here. Thank you.